Welcome back to Everything About Games. You've seen them, right? Those trailers that drop and just look so good. So polished, so incredible, they almost feel impossible. Well, today, we're diving into 10 of those exact games. The ones that make us all ask that one big question. Is this for real?
This is a feeling every single gamer knows. It's that perfect mix of pure, unadulterated hype and just a little bit of healthy skepticism. You see a trailer that seems to promise literally everything you've ever wanted in a game, and you can't help but think, okay, but can they actually pull this off?
So, let's be super clear about something. This is not a hit piece. We are not here to call these games fake or predict some kind of epic failure. No way. This is all about celebrating ambition. These are the games with absolutely massive potential. And honestly, we are genuinely rooting for every single one of them to knock it out of the park.
All right, let's get right into it. First up, we've got a group I'm calling the Ambitious Outsiders. These are the games coming from smaller or brand new studios that are swinging for the fences, trying to make a huge splash right out of the gate. Kicking off our list at number 10, we have Samson. And man, this game just oozes style. It feels like it was ripped straight out of a classic 70s car chase flick. I'm talking screeching tires, gritty street cities, and that whole high-stakes action vibe. So the pitch for Samson is a wild ride. You've got your open-world driving, you've got this intense, brutal brawling, all wrapped up in a gritty 70s crime world. But then, they throw in a major curveball, roguelike elements. Now that is a really fascinating and definitely risky combination.
So here's the thing. On one hand, you have this incredible promise. One of the co-founders is from Avalanche Studios, the people behind Mad Max, so they know open worlds. But on the other hand, it's a massive risk for a brand new studio to try and juggle so many complex and original ideas all at once.
Next up, at number 9, we have No Law. This is a cyberpunk shooter that isn't just trying to look cool, it's aiming to be a true, deep-down immersive sim, where your choices have real consequences. Now the team behind this, Neon Giant, already proved they can build an absolutely gorgeous world with their game The Ascent. But that was a top-down shooter. The really big question here is whether they can successfully make that monumental jump in genre, in scale, and in player freedom. That's a huge leap.
Coming in at number 8 is The Verhorn. The Song of the Swallow, yeah, it's a mouthful of a name and it's got ambitions to match. We're talking brutally realistic medieval combat with absolutely zero fantasy elements. The entire philosophy of this game is just pure survival. You've got to use their surprise attack system to get the drop on enemies. You have to manage your food and warmth, and you're just trying to get by in a historically accurate medieval world. This isn't about being some epic hero. It's literally just about making it through another day.
Okay, at number 7, we've got a game that loves to mess with your expectations. It's called Project Retrograde. It kind of lures you in with this familiar, creepy survival horror vibe, and then it just pulls the rug right out from under you. The promise of that sudden shift going from like Resident Evil to full-on John Wick is amazing, but the worry is whether the actual mechanics can keep up with that idea. The shooting in the trailer looks a little stiff. And yep, once again, it's a huge swing for a first-time studio. This one is a total dark horse.
All right, we're now moving into a new section with games that might be more familiar names to you. You've probably seen them around, they've been shown off a bit more, but they are still surrounded by some pretty big questions. Number 6 is a name I'm sure many of you will recognize, Crimson Desert. This game has been on our radar for years, and it really looks like the developers just threw every single cool idea they've ever had into one gigantic open-world sandbox. So, the good news is people have actually played it, and they've confirmed it's not just smoke and mirrors. It's a real, playable, and apparently very fun game. But even with that confirmation, the question remains, with so many awesome mechanics packed in, can it all come together with a story and a character we actually care about? Or will it just feel like a collection of cool but disconnected ideas?
Number 5 is a bit of a cautionary tale about hype. We're talking about Ballad of Antara, a game that had this absolutely stunning reveal and then just went completely silent. This timeline just shows the whole unfortunate journey. It bursts onto the scene at a huge Sony event, gets everybody talking, and then nothing. Radio silence. And now we're just left with these rumors that it might have been canceled. This is the ultimate risk of too good to be true. Sometimes it doesn't come true at all.
Our number 4 pick is a game that is all about one thing, style. Just look at this. This is Exacular, and you can tell right away that its visuals are its biggest selling point.
This quote pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Western Blade Runner. That is such a perfect description. The game's whole aesthetic has its killer feature. This stunning, orange-drenched sci-fi world that feels like a futuristic frontier. It promises bounty hunting, fast vehicles, and a look that is just completely and utterly unique.
Let's move on to our next section, which features two games that aren't just ambitious in one single area. No, these are trying to be everything, all at once, blending a ton of different genres into one big package.
Number 3 is the very definition of gameplay mechanic information overload. Seriously, the trailer for Anansa is just a whirlwind of different systems, different activities. It's a lot. I mean, the sheer number of things they show you is staggering. You can web swing through a city like Spider-Man, you can do stealth takedowns like on the Arkham games, and then you can go shoot some hoops. It just makes you wonder how all these completely different things are going to come together to form one cohesive game.
So the crucial point here really comes down to the business model. The developers are promising it won't have those aggressive gotcha mechanics and that it'll only focus on selling cosmetics. Now, for a free-to-play game this ambitious, that is a huge promise. The real question is whether that's actually a sustainable new model or just way too many promises to keep.
And at number 2, we have a really fascinating case of marketing versus reality. This is a game that looks exactly like one thing in its trailer, but it's actually something very, very different underneath the surface. So the trailer sells you on this intense, almost single-player tactical horror vibe, right? But the reality is that it's a competitive, asymmetric multiplayer game, kind of like Evolve, where one team of players is hunting another team that gets to control these powerful monsters. It's a really cool concept for sure, but it's a very different one from what that trailer implies.
And now we've made it. We have arrived at the top spot. This is for the #1 game that has looked too good to be true for years, but now seems poised to finally and spectacularly deliver on all that hype.
Our #1 pick, of course, is the highly anticipated lightning-fast action game Phantom Blade Zero. For the longest time, this game felt like a beautiful dream, but folks, it is very quickly becoming a reality.
Okay, let's just make one key thing crystal clear. While it might look a little bit like a Souls-like at a glance, it's not. This game is all about speed, it's about style, and it's about relentless, high-octane action. The combat system is built from the ground up around landing those super satisfying parries and unleashing these incredibly flashy combos.
So, what does this number mean? 30. That is the number of different weapon types that you'll be able to master in this game. 30. That is an incredible amount of variety, and it promises some seriously deep and engaging combat.
After years of waiting, after all the development updates and the hands-on previews that have come out, it really seems like Phantom Blade Zero is that rare, beautiful case of a too-good-to-be-true game that is actually gearing up to become a reality. The hype is real, and it looks like it might just be worth it.
So there you have it, 10 games that are walking that very fine line between an ambitious vision and maybe impossible hype. And it leaves us with a question for you. In a world full of stunning trailers and massive promises, what are your red flags? What makes you look at a game and think, yeah, this one's going to deliver? Let us know what you think down in the comments.